Hello, everybody. This is Will Johnson again from the Small Business Series. As always, I have my sidekick, my co-host on all of my shows. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Samantha.
Hi guys, it's Samantha from Milky Melanin. How are you today?
Perfect. And today we're going to talk to one of Samantha's oldest friends, from what I just found out. They grew up together in the church. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company?
Definitely. My name is Ariel Ashley. I am the owner of A. Ashley Designs, which I specialize in cakes, specialty treats, custom cookies, all of that. But I do event planning, party decor, treat tables, all of that fun stuff, graphic design, pretty much a one-stop shop. So whatever you need for your event, let me know and I'm going to get it done. And yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this several times, but we're going to start off. Where can they find you?
You can find me at www.designsashley, that's DESIGNSAASHLEY.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, and I am A.Ashley Designs. So I have the same username for each social media site.
As soon as y'all get off of here, go look at her IG. It is crazy.
It is. I've had cookies made from her, and honey, they were a smash.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with my first question. Why did you start your business?
I started my business. I used to work for Chicago Public Schools, and I resigned after getting pregnant with my daughter. I had a high risk pregnancy, so I resigned. Was in a bad place, unemployed. I was living with my grandma, taking care of her. She passed. She was battling with Alzheimer's, and I don't know. With anything, I've kind of taught myself how to do like hair. I'm a creator, so my son had a party. He wanted a Pokemon cake. He wanted a Pokemon themed party, and I just kind of did some small decorations. And I started with my first fondant cake. Super proud of it. I go back and I look at it now, and I'm like, "Ugh." But it was Pokemon cake. What I wanted to be cake pops, cupcakes. And from there, I just did another cake later that year. And then somebody was like, Ariel, you're good at planning. You're good at creating. You're very creative. You should really do this. So I'm like, I don't know. And then my daughter's dad, he was like, yeah, get into baking. Like, we could be selling cakes. Come on now. So then I started doing more cakes, practicing. And I didn't initially have a lot of orders, but what I would do was just practice. I would say, okay, this is what I want to do this week. And I would just start doing things, collecting pictures. And from there, I started a social media site. It started with Facebook, branched out to Instagram, just practicing. Didn't have a lot of orders. And then from that practice, people started seeing pictures. And then I started getting orders. So I'm still trying to build.
So, how long have you been baking?
I started in 2018 and I really, really got into it 2019.
You baked your first cake in 2018? Like you didn't do it growing up or anything?
Oh no, nope. All self-taught.
Okay.
Yeah.
She got a little bit of her grandma in her though, you know.
Now my grandma, she okay. Yes.
Because that lady there used to bake, honey.
Yes. I really miss it. My grandma, my aunt is a baker. Yeah, so I grew up around them. I was always with them. So I was watching.
Okay, so you got it honest. What lessons do you know now that you wish you knew when you first started?
It's so many things. I guess the most important thing is we get into things and we just really want to be perfect. We really want to perfect our craft, and we don't realize that progress, it takes time. It's a process. You're not gonna get it right away. And honestly, I really truly believe that experience is the best teacher. There's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement. If you're not nervous about something, then you should be worried, because if you're not nervous and if you're not worried about that improvement, then do you really care about what you're doing? Are you really passionate? So I definitely would say just being patient with the process is important, and understanding that growth will happen if you stay persistent. and continue to perfect your craft. Work towards perfecting your craft.
Where do you see your business going in the near future?
Store in Chicago, downtown Chicago. I see a store south side of Chicago, branching out to other states.
Come on, speak it.
I'm speaking that into existence. I really, really see that possibly, food trucks, limitless growth. And if I'm really trying, and I try to make sure I stay faithful and just patient, because I'll get there. I will get there, and I'm just looking forward to that first storefront, and from there branching out to many more. Yeah.
Okay. Have you done any pop-up shops? Is that something that you're interested in doing?
I am interested in pop-up shops. I have not done any yet, but I do plan to do that soon.
You do realize you're on the show with the pop-up shop queen, right?
I know. And I'm going to be honest. She been trying to get me. She has. So I asked her, I was like, please hold me accountable. Continue to push me to make that step, because I really do want to branch out and really get more exposure. For sure.
She will, and a lot of people will. As I go along and I meet people and people gravitate towards me, I'm the first person to be like, hey, what you doing this weekend? I got a pop-up shop. You should come join the pop. And it's not even my pop-up shop, but it's like, I want everyone to win. I want everyone to get their name out there. I want you to get your brand out there. I want, when they see Ariel Ashley or A Ashley Designs, they know who that belongs to. That ownership, you can't get rid of that.
Yeah.
And we work really hard to own our business.
That's true, but you will have your own pop-up shop soon. Oh yeah, we already had this conversation. Do you have a story behind getting ready to quit? Why you didn't, and what happened afterwards?
Definitely. Just being honest, when I first started out, even in 2019, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really didn't start getting a lot of orders and like seeing that it's worth it until last year. And that's pretty ironic because we were in a pandemic. But I think what ended up happening with that pandemic is like people couldn't have parties, they couldn't have gatherings, but they for sure knew they wanted a cake, they wanted some treats, they wanted to celebrate. So it really pushed me to really, work harder. And it was at one point, I struggled with pricing, still do to some extent, and really just seeing a profit or a return. So working late hours, working all night, not getting sleep, and still like, okay, looking at my bank account, like, okay, there's nothing to show for it. And it was very discouraging. Because I felt like I was pushing myself. I still was looking at my work, being my worst critic. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't see the worth and pushing forward. But I think just having those consistent customers and those people, family that kept pushing me like, Ariel, this is amazing. Like Ariel, I had one of my sorors, she ended up getting me on Windy City Live. And that exposure really helped me for Chicago Black Restaurant Week. And that really helped me see, okay, Ariel, there's some work. Keep pushing, keep working, keep moving. You got it. Again, it's a process. Stay focused, stay determined. So definitely, and even now, just being honest, there are some days where I feel defeated, but I will not give up. So if I don't have it at that moment, I'm going to take a break, take a beat, and come back to it and refresh and keep going.
Are you currently just working your company, or do you have another job in this company?
I do this full time and parenting.
But congratulations.
This is it.
Because baby, that is hard.
Oh yes, my 3-year-old.
The parenting part is what I'm talking about.
I know. My 3-year-old. Oh yes. Yes.
Because honey, I tried to do a live yesterday, and baby. Yeah. The task, I think that people are a lot of people are misled. They see the success and the glamorous photos, and they see your pricing, and they automatically assume she rich, she don't need this, or she don't need no deposit. Look how much she charging. Mm-hmm. what is your advice to people who are discouraged by pricing?
Discouraged by the right pricing or as a
The right pricing, because
The right pricing.
you know how it go. People want a discount on top of the discount on top of the discount.
right. So for business owners, I would just say know your worth. Because the one thing you can't get back is time. So you really have to consider that, which I'm still learning. For customers, I always say, and I keep in mind that there are so many different options. Even if someone isn't interested in my current pricing, I never, turn them away and be like, I'll give them referrals. Like, hey, I know other bakers. If this doesn't work for you, I know someone else, that might be available. They might have availability. I always give referrals if I can't, meet their expectations or their schedule. But I never try to go back and forth with people about pricing because, they have the right to want what they want. And, it's their money. But just as they have the right to want what they want, I, as a business owner, I have the right to, run my business as needed so that I can actually grow. And that's
I always say that you paying for quality, not quantity. So,
yeah.
What do you want? Do you want the quality or do you want the quantity? Because I can give you the quantity, but it ain't gonna be the best quality.
Right. Right.
Not to mention they paying these prices that are too much to give to you. They're paying on other stuff. No, I'm saying if they go to that other big bakery over there, they're not gonna ask to get a discount or at the grocery store, but they're gonna ask you. Go ahead, Samantha.
I was just asking, do you offer like payment options? Is it more like you could pay the half here and then the other half later? How does that work?
Depending on the amount, I do like 50% deposit returner, and then the remaining balance is due 3 days before.
Okay.
So it's not, if it's a large amount, I wouldn't say, full payment due. Now, of course, you want the full payment before you do the actual service, because I learned this the hard way. A lot of times we see these businesses and they have like a long list of policies, a long list of what you can do, what you can do. And I don't think people understand. At first glance, it's like, oh my God, why are they doing this? But something has led to them having these policies, because I done had a couple of customers that did not pay. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very transparent and honest, like, because of my spirit and because I'm very, giving or trusting. If I have repeat customers, I try to keep my policy the same. But recently, within the past 2 weeks, I've had someone not pay their balance. Not at all. A very stressful day, like very tiring. That day was, man, I was on my last leg, still hasn't paid their balance. And this is why policy is so important, right?
Yeah.
So we want, you want to have payment plans and you want to be able to have, these options for customers, but you always have to be mindful of your business as well.